Have you noticed this strange feeling? You scroll for a while, you're not exactly tired, but you don't feel rested either. You put the phone down, and instead of calmness, restlessness awaits you. Not anxiety, not boredom, just unease. This isn't a self-control issue. It's a nervous system response, and once you understand why it happens, what helps becomes very clear. What restlessness actually is. Restlessness isn't the absence of rest. It is unfinished stimulation. Your brain is designed to process input and then resolve it. A conversation ends. A task finishes. A story closes. Scrolling gives you constant input, but no natural stopping point. So your mind stays active even though your body is still. That mismatch is what feels uncomfortable. Why scrolling does this? First, dopamine and reinforcement. Scrolling repeatedly engages the brain, reward and learning system. Dopamine plays a role here, not just in pleasure, but in reinforcing behaviors the brain learns are worth repeating. Social media is especially powerful because its rewards are unpredictable. Some content feels meaningful, some don't. That uncertainty keeps the brain engaged, waiting for the next unexpected reward. Over time, this reinforcement strengthens the habit of continuing to scroll even when satisfaction is inconsistent. Second, attention fragmentation. Each scroll forces your attention to switch from humor to advice to tragedy to comparison in seconds. The brain doesn't integrate any of it fully. Research on frequent context switching shows that parts of attention remain active on previous inputs. That's why silence afterward feels noisy. Third, nervous system activation. Fast visuals, emotional content, sudden novelty. These signal alertness to the nervous system, not danger exactly, but readiness. Your body prepares for action while you remain inactive. That unresolved readiness becomes agitation. Fourth, no completion signal. Books end, episodes end, conversations pause. Infinite scroll removes completion. Without an ending, the brain doesn't downshift. It stays on and on and on while you keep on waiting. Why does it feel so confusing? Scrolling looks like rest because you're sitting still. But neurologically, it behaves like stimulation. You weren't resting, you were merely absorbing. That's why stopping feels uncomfortable. Not because something is wrong with you, but because your system never got the closure it deserved. What actually helps? Giving scrolling a clear boundary. Don't scroll without an endpoint. Decide one clear stopping point before you begin. For example, I'll scroll for 10 minutes or I'll stop after 3 posts. This gives the brain a completion signal. Without a defined end, the mind stays in search mode. When there is no stopping cue, rest does not fully begin. Following scrolling with something that resolves the body. After scrolling, don't move directly into another screen. Do something that gives the body a sense of physical completion. For example, stand up and stretch, wash your face, walk into another room, grab a glass of water, take 1 minute of slow, steady breathing. These actions help the nervous system shift from alertness towards safety and closure. Replace passive input with low stimulus presence. Rest is not the absence of activity. Rest can also be low stimulation with awareness. This might look like sitting quietly for 2 minutes or noticing the rhythm of your breath, looking out of a window, doing one simple task without audio or notifications. At first, this might feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is not a problem. It's the nervous system adjusting from a constant input to a quieter state that you are not used to. Do not judge the restlessness. If restlessness appears, don't try to eliminate it immediately. Simply notice it. Restlessness often settles once it is no longer resisted. Calm cannot be forced. It emerges when the system feels safe enough to slow down. So if scrolling leaves you restless, it doesn't mean you lack discipline. It means your brain was stimulated without a sense of completion. Rest begins not when stimulation ends, but when the system feels finished. Awareness is the pause you need.